Hi Pisces, welcome to your When the X Returns reading for mid to the end of teen. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below. Justice. Somebody could be coming back to say they're sorry, or it could be the situation after this person returns is now balanced. The wrongs have been made right. There's been a fair and honest communication, and you can both go your separate ways, or this is them coming back to say they're sorry and they want another chance. All right. The Wheel of Fortune. This is so this could be an ending. It could be that the cycle is complete. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to get the rest reading. Okay. Six of Swords, trying to transition, whether it's to a healthier version or a healthier, version of themselves or the relationship, or just trying to leave what's unhealthy behind. There's that. Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, and the High Priestess. This could be Cancer or Pisces. All right. So, interesting. Okay. Pardon me, getting some water here. All right, Pisces. All right, so I feel like them showing back up is about them either wanting justice or wanting to do the right thing to balance their own books. Okay, it might be very appropriate for an apology for you, Pisces. I feel like if they show up, it will be self-serving though. Even if they extend an apology, it's for their own books. I think that, okay, a couple of scenarios here. They might be showing up to say they're sorry because it's the right thing to do. They want to close out this chapter in their life so they can move on. They're fine with the way things ended. There might be a lot of online dating, a lot of online activity, and they still might feel connected to you, but they're using their intuition to move on. They're trusting in their intuition, thinking, you know what, we had a good run, but there's been an ending. Time to go. Okay, so that's 2 tens. Let me see what that is here. 2 tens is change. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here, is just moving on. They want to close out this chapter, do the right thing, relying heavily on their intuition to see them through. This is using logic and intuition to take yourself to safer waters, calmer waters, more serene waters, less emotional, less just choppy, which would suggest emotional. Also, this is friends helping you through a difficult time. Okay, so that's one scenario, right? And this could be Cancer or Pisces. Okay, so another scenario is they're coming back around again. The wheel is about reversal, is about like things coming back around again, the cycles. They might be coming back around again because they remember you fondly and they're trying to figure out the right thing to do. They think you're the right person for them, and they also owe you an apology, or they want one, but they're probably thinking they owe you an apology, and they want to figure out a way to make it work. This is them trying to think of a way to be to have a healthier version of what you two had before, because there was a happiness there. It just, whatever you had ended, but there were happy times. There was a happiness there. There was a love there, a satisfaction, a feeling of connectedness and contentedness, but it ended. They would like to go back to that, but they want a better version without all the messy stuff. This could be them going to therapy, doing research. They are not seeing anybody except for what serves them. That's why I mentioned the online. That suits them because maybe they don't want a real connection. They just want they don't want like a physical, like a biblical connection. They don't want in-person connectedness because you're still very heavily on their mind. So this is probably them doing a lot of online friendships, dating, things like that. Nothing serious, nothing stable, because they're just trying to transition to a healthier version of themselves, wanting a healthier version of the relationship. This could be them talking to a counselor. This could be them doing a lot of research, a lot of reading, trying to learn, trying to understand. Okay? A couple of scenarios there. Either way, they feel a connection to you. They might be thinking that now is not the right time for that reconnection. It just could be happen chance that you run into each other, show up. It might be planned, it might not be. Even if it is planned, they just are showing up. They're not ready. They're still not ready. This is about research. This is about things still being, there's a lot of mental activity being spent on this. They're not ready. They're relying on their intuition to see them through this situation, as well as still feeling a very strong connection to you. But they would be open. Not now. It's funny because it's like you're still on their radar, but they're not ready yet. Isn't that funny? Like they get to decide, right, if you want to be back together with them. But okay, let's see what this Nine of Cups is about. So a couple of scenarios for you there because this is general. Got the Justice card again. Okay, so post haste. So it ended. It's almost like the cycle had come to a close. It ended. It was satisfactory. It was fine enough, but somebody felt like it was the right decision to make to end it, and it ended probably very swiftly and abruptly. Maybe there was even a passionate argument, and it ended. It could be that there was a divorce that went through the legal system, and then somebody was right back out there getting after it. Could be it ended. It was the right thing to end because somebody was just pursuing other things, taking them outside of the relationship, or it ended very quickly. Either way, there was a happiness there until there wasn't. It ended. Somebody was on the move. Maybe they were on the move during the relationship, and now though there's still that you were something special to them, and I think that's why this is them trying to figure out a way, because maybe they have dated, maybe they hadn't, but you were something special. There was a special connection with you, and it feels like they want to come back and apologize, or they want an apology. There's something about balancing the scales and making it right, but it's self-serving because they feel like it's the right thing to do. So maybe they're trying to close out a chapter, or they're trying to heal the past or something because it's the right. They're trying to transition. This is them either wanting to move on or they're wanting a healthier version because eventually, not yet, but eventually they want to get back together with you. It's very well. I say it's very mysterious. Hello. Mysterious mystery. It's very nebulous. It's kind of murky what's going on here. I don't even think they know. I think they just want to finally get some clarity. They want to get some clarity on the situation because, the number is significant. This could have been was definitely a significant relationship because it could have been years, months, but it was very impactful because of this psychic connection. This is karma, destiny, fate. So there's a lot of heavy juice involved in this relationship here. There's a lot of significance here. And it's funny. It's like they're not broken up about it. They just they're hell bent on learning from this somehow, or not letting this imprison them mentally. They really want to process it and get through it. And if a reconnection with you comes out of it again, awesome, because there still is that connection. It just feels like they're not ready. Hey, here's a thought. Why don't I clarify? Please, Louise. What's this High Priestess here for? Make a fool out of me, watch. It feels like they're... Okay. Okay, so we got the Wheel and the Hierophant. Okay, so this is about reversals, cycles, ending cycles, beginning, good luck, fate, karma, all of that kind of rolled into one. This is a chapter in a book that has ended, and a new chapter is ready to begin. Sometimes that might be with the same person, just a different relationship because somebody went and got healthy, fixed some stuff, attended to some stuff, and got themselves sorted. Could be that. This could be one of two things. It could be marriage and the contractual relationship that you had before, the commitment that you had before. It could also be restrictive, doing things a certain way always and forever because that's the way it's always been done, adhering to customs and traditions, being very closed off, not open to new situations. Either way, there was a very strong connection there, and it was karmic and fated, and it involved your destiny with this person. So that might be what they're feeling because we got some heavies here. We got some major arcanas here. So maybe they haven't quite figured it out yet. They're trying to understand it. They're trying to come to grips with what this relationship meant to them and what they can do with it. Should they get back together with you? You're still on their mind. They still feel connected to you. They just aren't ready yet for whatever reason. So them showing up is kind of weird. It's almost like self-serving. Like, hey, hi, how are you? But I'm not ready yet, but I just want to see how you're doing. And if you're dating someone and, oh, by the way, I think you owe me an apology, or I think you should hear what I have to say. All right. For Pisces. You and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. Guardian. All right. That came out of nowhere. From the top turnbuckle. That's interesting. Well, this is safe passage right here. This is protection and safe passage. So this would suggest that you are on your partner's mind, and they're really trying to think of a way to work things out. But maybe this is saying that they're not going to burden you with that until they've got it all sorted within themselves and their culpability, like what the right thing for them to do or what they need to do, and you're in a safe position because they're not going to, whatever's going on with them is not going to affect you. You're not going to get drawn into any kind of drama or anything. This would say that they're showing up to be respectful, and they just want to see how you're doing. Nothing more than that. They're not going to cause any drama. If there is drama, it's going on internally with them. They're not going to bring you into it. This could also be that you two served as, I want to say, protectors for each other. There could have been an element of that it was like you two, for some of you, we've got, I didn't mention this before, but we got some cups here. We got swords, but this could be Pisces or Cancer here. And so there might have been some water signs, 2 water signs, and you two kind of were, and this is totally random, I know, but you two are kind of protectors of each other. Like you two are each other's keepers. That's why there's this connection, because you two got each other on a cerebral, visceral, spiritual, mental level. You know what I mean? That one-of-a-kind connection. So you two were kind of each other's handlers. There was that special connection where you knew what the other one was thinking and took care of each other in a way that they maybe hadn't had in another relationship. Pisces. Hello. Bearing the weight of others, support, being in a supportive position. This would suggest that somebody in the relationship might have felt like they were doing all the work, might have felt like their relationship job in large part was to support and be there for the other person, to protect the other person, to be their handler, and it might have gotten to be too much. So they might be showing up to apologize, or they might be showing up wanting to go, look, this is why we broke up, because this was unfair. It might involve that, just saying. All right, last one here. Because at some point, this, someone feels taken for granted, and it could be that somebody's back's about to break, relationshipally speaking. Okay. Ganesha. Clearing away obstacles, protection, and guidance. Again with the protection. Look at this. Again with the protection and guidance. And set 2, following your intuition. That's your card, Pisces. So, when this person shows up, because this assumes that they're not going to, they already have. So when they show up, be open, but really listen to your intuition, because maybe the dynamics of this relationship are really going to pull on your heartstrings. Like, especially if you two had this really supportive relationship with each other, where there was kind of like the boundaries were kind of like, nah, and maybe that was the reason, was it just somebody got taken for granted. There was, someone supporting someone else emotionally, or just got to be too much, whatever. Have your guard up, but show up and listen, but have your guard up and listen to your intuition about this, because the other person is trying to work through some stuff, and it feels like they're going to want eventually, but they're not ready yet. But you owe it to yourself too, because of maybe how the relationship ended or what you went through, to trust your gut on this one, because you'll know best for your situation. But both of this speaks to protection and guardianship, so you need to be mindful of that and be protective of your self-protective mode. Listen to what they have to say, but listen to your intuition more. All right, Pisces, thank you for showing up for this. I wish you luck for this. This is very interesting, because it's like, okay, I'll hear what you have to say, but I'm gonna be needing time to myself to think about some things here. I thank you for stopping by, and I wish you luck with this. Take care.